Hold on.
I'm getting the same shit. That's why they're doing
Yeah, it's just so it's dumb.
just crazy.
They do it on purpose.
Yeah.
They're
That's
doing
what-
it on fucking
do
purpose,
it on
bro.
purpose.
Is that what you're gonna show me? Is the ladies on your snap?
No. No. I wanted to show you this. I set up this light in my room. It's a flame light. That's the one I wanted to do here. I brought it here. We couldn't get it to work here. Don't you remember?
Bring it in.
No, not
Why
today.
did you bring it?
Remember I brought it? We set
You
up the
said
lamp.
that you have it.
No, we set up the lamp and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
That's it. Well,
Oh.
that's the flame light. Is it still going?
We need it.
Still, is that still
We
flame?
need that.
Stop. Look.
We
No,
need
nothing's.
that.
I don't see anything that's happening
It's a
here.
flame light.
We need it.
All right, so where is it?
It's in my house because you guys. I tried setting it up here last time. It didn't work. But I love that, right?
We
That's
need
like,
it.
yeah, I
Yes.
Oh.
know.
Well, see, we have a problem because Johnny's kind of like he's like a moth.
I don't know what.
A
That,
moth.
oh, light,
So we
regular
turn that.
flame.
So if you notice,
Right.
there's a light above us here. We
Right.
turn that one off because it flickers a lot.
Right.
And when the lights flicker in the studio, Johnny jumps up at it
Like a moth?
like a moth.
Like a moth.
And then
Moth right to
as
the
soon
flame.
as we turn the.
Right to the fucking flame. Are we live yet?
No, I just like to chill on the heat.
Is it still playing music, bro?
I think we're live.
No.
We're live
In a
on the
hammock?
HoneyComb Hideout, and regardless of whether you choose to follow us here at the page or not, for all of you tuning in now, it's important to understand that what we do here throughout the week is not a gimmick. I know we have a lot of ladders, and we do a lot to support local bands, and we call to arms, and we have everybody come on social media, and they get into Discords, and they get into live streams, and we do this whole follow band support thing.
Newsflash! I'm having technical difficulties again.
Are y'all watching him beat on this
Are you
MacBook
okay?
over here?
No.
Everybody rewind that about 12 seconds ago of him fingering that MacBook in a very angry way.
Not doing what I wanted to do.
I was-
Will.
Well, it's not like the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Like every woman I know, it's not doing what I want it to do. Will.
Like the Nintendo Entertainment System, you don't need to take it out of the home, blow on it, spread it apart,
Well.
spit in it.
Again, we're talking about every woman I know.
You do know the world has moved on
I know.
past cartridges.
Yes, I know. All right.
Well, I think it was the good old Will I Am
What?
that said,
Oh, yeah,
as
okay.
long as we have, no, seriously, a friend of mine from Von Artists Today, the record label, because
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of record labels, and they're
Yep.
friends with me, even
Okay.
though they won't hire me for anything. They do say, this is from my friends at Von Artists, they said, as long as the hardware keeps being mass-produced, music will always be a hired hand. Thank you to Von Artists for speaking our language here. That's all I'm trying to say.
Thank you to
And-
Von Artist.
My name is also William.
Yes,
so
it is.
there you go.
Yes, it is.
So I was saying something supportive and something to the regard of that we do it naturally, and that we continue to do follows and ladders because we know that bands cycle rather quickly. Think of this like the county farm, or you know what I mean, like the county jail. There's a big turnover rate.
Yes.
There's a big revolving. You tend to see the same guys. And when you do, they come and go. They join different bands. Bands start, bands fall, especially with the last 2 or 3 years. The climate is different. Now, we are a band. This is a band page. We've been a band for over a decade. A handful of years back, 2019, we produced some demos. And we kind of structured our lineup for a more professional approach to presenting our music. That's our story, and that's what this page is. And the stuff that we do to support bands is something that we've done prior to us being professional. I want
That's always been a thing. That's
so if-
kind of just
right.
us, though.
So I know that these people will find us online most recently, and there's this big debate a lot of the time of, is what we're doing, does it work? And is what we're doing genuine? And is what we're doing something that we've just discovered? Or so if you're just now getting into us doing these like and follow ladders, if you're just now, because there's a lot of bands and a lot of performers that we're meeting now that are really excited about what we're doing because it's the first time they've ever seen it. And then there's bands that have kind of shared our trajectory and our survival okay, and have maybe made it through the last couple years or made it through some of the economic or health challenges, right? And they've been through the bullshit. They've been through the scams. They've been through the record labels. They've done the touring, and they're all worn out, and they're all social media'd out. So that on one hand, you got these bands who are just now discovering, wow, there are other acts, there are other smaller acts like Sepsiss that might have figured out a few things and have a conduit and a voice and a platform. We might figured out how to use some of these gadgets, and we've optimized some of these gadgets to the point where it's attractive to smaller acts and even valuable to larger acts. We talked about that earlier today, me and JP, about Grammy winners and big bands and people that we know that reach out to us and that look towards us for a bump when it comes to social media or technology or just having peace of mind of what we all agree is successful in music or in business or even as influencers. And that's just it. When you talk about what we do here as Sepsiss, yes, we're a band. We're a female-fronted hard rock and metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire. And you can see that we're a diverse bunch, and we have to wear many hats in order to do what we do here. So if you're a small band realizing that for the first time and discovering that, or you're a band that's been around forever and you've won Grammys and you're discovering that, sometimes we can be misunderstood. And people go, wow, this is fantastic. Look at this discovery. Here's this band. And then you get some other people that might be a little bit skeptical. But let me help unblur the lines for all of you. This is easy for us to do because it's something we've always done. So supporting bands isn't a gimmick. It's not something we're discovering. It's not something we're as hyped up as some of the small bands will be really overexcited and they'll have an amplified kind of honeymoon. We call it the honeymoon period, where everyone's kind of discovering the technology for the first time, or maybe you're putting your IRSC codes on your music, or you learned something cool here in a podcast, or we're the first band at our height that's willing to have a conversation. It could shed a lot of hope. And not to pop your bubble, but there is a layer of that honeymoon period. And a lot of that is encouraged and influenced by what you're not seeing when we turn this off.
The behind the scenes.
But about the follows and the ladders and stuff, it's easy for us guys because it's not a gimmick. We have enough people in the staff that love music. And just like great record labels used to. It's hard work to discover new artists, and it's hard work to discover and support new people. Not just because we don't have the time, but we're all being pulled in so many directions. Every moment, every waking second of our time on the screen is being pulled by Five Finger Death Punch and Spirit Box and Ronnie Radke and Taylor Swift. It's hard to notice your neighbor, right? When you got rockets from Russia and fucking Japan's gonna kill you and whatever else is going on. It's hard to focus on Main Street when you're worried about the guy down the block. We wake up in the morning and we're looking at what's happening down the street instead of looking at what's happening right there on the sofa. All right? So a lot of this comes down to having an identity. And in music, when you're young, you use music kind of as a tool to figure out your identity. But when you're an old motherfucker like me, you're not trying to discover yourself anymore. So this is something that we've always done here. A lot of people, when they're young kids, they want to get into rock and roll music because they have dreams of unlocking features as an adult. And then when most of you guys become adults, you can't wait to start acting like kids and joining the trends and mimicking and doing things that the kids are doing. Yeah. But we didn't come all this way in our youth to unlock features as adults to act like kids. Does that make sense, everybody? So supporting people is an authentic thing we do here. I just want to say that.
Can I interrupt for a minute?
Yeah, man.
So I've been I started out having technical difficulties, and then
Do you like the new look? I want to see how that looks on the.
I like the new look,
Woo!
but this is actually pretty serious. So people will comment and let I'm multitasking. I'm on both, and yes, I know I do that a lot and whatever. But tonight we're dealing with a lot of stuff going on in the news. So as many of you know, we have both Sepsiss and myself have had a history with Saliva, and Paul Crosby, who was the drummer for Saliva, who at one point was your manager. Mm-hmm. And so news came out of the Saliva camp that Wayne Swinney had a brain hemorrhage and was found in his room unresponsive and was taken to the hospital and admitted into ICU. But I'm getting some mixed reports right now that aren't good, and I'm not going to confirm it because it hasn't been confirmed to me, but I'd appreciate it if anybody could keep Wayne and his family and Saliva, all the guys in the band, and just keep him in your prayers because it looks like even if he's able to pull through this, it's going to be a tough road. So, yeah, not good news coming out of the Saliva camp today.
Hearts out to them, and it just is another reminder of how short our time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day, saying how we're not guaranteed to tomorrow.
Yeah, no, you got to live, right?
And we were talking, this is why I love this shit. This is why I'll do this shit to the day I die, because there ain't no tomorrow guaranteed. And music is so alive, and every day is my last,
We try our hardest to put out.
It's so taken for granted, though. Like, everyone just thinks, like, it's a forever thing. Mm-hmm. Nothing's got to change. Nothing's got to get old. And it's really appreciative when you look at it differently. Like, we were talking about experiences and whatnot, and it was like, start looking at things differently. Like, you start really respecting your craft, your environment, your coworkers, and really caring about what you're doing rather than just going into an aimless, oh, here's another show, or we're doing this, and it's so, like, mundane. Like, no, I really look at this stuff as something that I'm really grateful for every second of it, and every second's my last, because my tomorrow is never guaranteed.
Yep.
It's just taken for granted.
Fact, Johnny and I had a real deep conversation the other day. Some of you might be surprised that Johnny and I can take our minds out of the gutter long enough to have a deep conversation.
They might be surprised at home,
but
that's what I meant about that. Is when the stuff goes off or we unplug, we're always having fun or doing reels or talking, but sometimes there are serious moments in rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are serious, and I know we're all taught to kind of goof off and meme and talk shit all the time on the internet, and that's fun, and there's a time and place for everything. But that's what I was touching on earlier. Me and Melissa are always making posts to people about, there's not a statute of limitations when it comes to chasing your dreams, and there's, you've got the rest of, but that's kind of, there's a double-edged sword there. But sure, yes, there is no limitations. There's no age groups to be awesome. There's no age groups to love music and to work on something to better yourself. There's no statute of limitations on following realistic dreams and goals. However, there is mortality, motherfucker.
Yes, there is.
There is mortality. And let's face it, we're not really sure what happened before we were born. We're not really sure when we were consciously ourselves, right? And we're kind of all obsessed, doesn't matter what color or country or what your height is or age is. Once we figure out, babies aren't laughing at mortality, adults are. Because you have to. Because once we realize sometime during puberty that there's mortality, we'll realize that we have a short amount of time here that we're not in control of. You're in control of breathing like this. And then hold your breath. And then hold your breath for the rest of the podcast. Oh, why? You can't do it, right? Why is that? Because something else, someone else, there's some other, let's just call it the force. There's another energy, there's another force that just made you listen to me. You're listening to me, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Please, for viewers, do not actually hold your breath.
Yeah,
podcast.
Point.
Disclaimer.
Will
Disclaimer.
Told me,
on that.
right. Will told me to eat his pink donut.
The cast of the Honeycomb Hideout, Pemberton Entertainment, and the band Sepsiss is not responsible for those of you that hold your breath, pass out, and hit your head on the way down.
Don't hold your breath.
Please don't do that.
Don't.
So, and that that really does bring me to the solution to this conversation is that you have a birth date and you have a death date, and you really don't have nothing to do with it.
Yep.
And even when we talk about breathing and blinking, or listening, all right,
even sleeping, you're up, you're
or
down,
even hearing
you're
when
in,
people
you're
go,
out,
when people go, I don't want to see all this bullshit on social media. Well, then stop fucking seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the news. Well, then take a break.
No, great comment. Great comment in the chat. Is Mankind says, none of us are getting out alive. Brilliant. This is the fire we all need to make things happen now.
I mean,
every day
we talk about that so much. That's really it. As we have such a brief time here, and I know we like to pretend, in our selfies that we're always in control of our what we're filtering and what's going on, and we can edit and do everything. But let's keep in mind that if you can celebrate your birth date every year, okay, and you can celebrate your death date without knowing it. Okay, then forget about these two dates and celebrate the time in between.
Yeah, celebrate every day.
Word up, Johnny. Right? That's real, man. And our hearts go out to everybody at Saliva because we love them.
Yeah, so it was just confirmed.
It sucks when it's people that you know or that you've met or that you've been involved with. I know that's a really selfish thing to say.
Yep. But it's unfortunate, but he did pass. So, why am I getting messages? No.
Who are we, Johnny? Well, we're streaming on Twitch. We're on YouTube tonight. I hope we're on YouTube. We've been having a problem
with that. Hey, buddy, I'm
live
on the air, so I cannot take this call right now. I will call you when I get out in about 2 hours. All right, peace.
Oh, you should have let him say something.
No.
They would have been on the HoneyComb Hideout because it happens. If you guys
Pretty
didn't know,
sure he doesn't want to be on. He doesn't want to be on the air.
We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're also on Buzzsprout for our audio portion. Also, is the Metal Honeys podcast and new episodes coming out every week, which is really good. It's kind of an extension of the show.
All right.
Over here to the right is my bass player from another naysayer, Mr. Johnny Impact. Boop, boop. Downstage left. Is one of my best friends and partners in crime and punishment, the long arm of the law. Look out, he'll break your jaw. The heavy metal maniac himself, Mr. Rock and Roll, JP.
Sexiest promoter in New England.
Period, hands down.
The perv.
All downstage right is the amazing celebrity merch girl, Miss Lexi Swarm.
Hi.
Everybody here is a part of the band. Two people asked me this. They said,
What?
Is the guy... Yeah, because they don't know who JP is.
What the hell does that guy do?
I mean, they are wearing many hats, but still.
One time I was asking, people have asked if, our security guys are in the band. I said, yeah, they're in the fucking band. People asked if the merch people are in the band. I said, yeah, they're in the fucking band. This band, everybody, I need to make this perfectly clear. If they're on the network, they're in the band.
Yep.
They might not play an instrument at this moment, but that doesn't mean we don't make music with JP. You need to understand that that's what brings us all together and binds us all together is music. We're a diverse group. We're a bunch of different ages here. We're a bunch of different colors. We all come from different parts of the planet. We all like different food. We all listen to different stuff. Cam's kind of like a classic rock.
Cam's
shredder.
An awesome dude because he dips into everything.
He's got such a
blues, jazz,
R&B, jazz.
You name it, he does it.
He loves calypso, rumba.
Calypso?
Rumba.
What's calypso?
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
What's calypso?
Bossa Nova.
What's calypso? What's bossa nova?
We'll have him show you. It's good stuff.
Cam,
It's right up your alley. It really is. You'd love it.
Listen, I'm gonna. I don't know what you guys have decided to do. We haven't really announced it. I'm probably going to get yelled at for letting the cat out of the bag. But we have a bunch of stuff coming up. My last Honeycomb Hideout for a little bit will be the week before Melissa's show, before the birthday show.
Yes.
So April 14th is the show?
April 14th is the show.
If you don't have your tickets to the show yet, I don't want to insult you, so I'm not going to call you names, but what the fuck. So go buy your goddamn tickets. It's going to be probably the biggest party we have we've had it since November. It is by far the biggest party.
I was going to say, this is the biggest party we've had since Swarmy Fest.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. So
For
That
sure.
could be good or...
So that's a Friday, the 14th. So the April 12th will be my last Honeycomb Hideout for a bit because I'm going to be out. I'll be on the road. I will not be available. So I'll be doing a lot of traveling and posting, and you'll be seeing updates of all kinds of music and stuff. But in May, I will be leaving the country, and I will be going to St. Lucia. So I will find the local music of St. Lucia.
Oh,
And I will videotape and send it.
dude. That is, you should actually find out like who's the
I'm
killer
going to.
rock band out there. Like,
so it doesn't matter. Like St. Lucia's not really dangerous, but when you travel abroad, the first thing they tell you wherever you're going
is wear a bulletproof vest.
well, don't leave the resort. That's the first thing they say. Don't leave the resort. Well, St. Lucia's not terribly dangerous, but I know people that have been to St. Lucia. I've never been. And they
never came back.
No, there's a local dude. There's a local guy, and everyone hires him as security. So they already gave me the connection. So I'm just going to call him when I get there because I'm that guy that breaks the rules. I'm not going to stay on the resort.
Right.
I'm not.
He's going to go out and start promoting metal bands.
I want to go see the shit, the local shit, the shit they don't want to tell you about. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like the touristy stuff is great, but
he's going to go find
the
St.
with the St. Lucians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're going to go in,
It's
not
cool.
out.
You want to drink what they're drinking.
There's a lot
you
of women
eat
on
what
that
they're
island. That's
eating.
all I'm saying. What?
It's cool too because with what me and Good Bars do sometimes is we'll look up metal in other countries and what they sound like.
Oh, yeah.
And we discovered like Bloodywood,
Yeah.
The Who and stuff like that.
And
and
Bloodywood
it's
was an
awesome
amazing concert.
that they take their own like
Their
country
They don't
sound.
copy
No,
anybody.
they're native instruments, like the instruments that are
they take
local
their-
to that area. They incorporate it.
in their own metal. And
If
it's
we could only
awesome.
teach people here to incorporate
Facts.
originality.
I'm not even sure which way this is going now.
Wait a minute. That's inspirational. I don't know if
So
I want to go
cool.
to St. Lucia or
So,
have a kebab.
I wonder what
I love kebabs.
St. Lucia's would be like, what their sound would be.
Well, that's why he's going to find it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
So
what I'm going to
I
find.
can't
I'm
wait.
going
I'm
to
gonna
send.
it.
I'm going to send you. Yeah. As soon as I have a
Send
signal
it.
again, I'm going to send
Right.
it to you.
Send it.
And
Yeah.
we are we should do a show swap. I'm just kidding. You know how much it would cost to
So
move?
I don't know. Are you guys going to stay on the air? Are you going to bring in maybe a guest? Are you just going to wing it without me? Are you going to take a break? I mean, it technically is the end of
I'm not-
season 1. It's really up to you. You're in charge. Well, hold on, Melissa. What are we
I
going
was
to
going
do?
to say, be careful. Careful with that statement.
Melissa, what are you allowing them to do when I'm gone?
It's funny. For those of you that don't know, Melissa's in charge of the page.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
Just
that.
the page, Will?
All of it. See how I get out of there? I was about to say there's no fine print, and then here it is. No, so Melissa's a painter now, and we're in the band.
Look at. Should
Listen,
we show her painting?
She's brought in her
Oh,
paint.
she's
We
amazing.
gotta show her
Okay,
paintings.
she's amazing.
Okay, so if you guys don't know what this is, I know it kind of looks like a 12-year-old.
I was so excited
drawing it,
when I saw them up
But
there,
here's the
Melissa.
thing. This is part of the emoji. So only if you're a Swarmy, you don't really know about this.
Yep.
But if you're a Swarmy, you know what these are. So
Yep.
there's 6 of these. They're the band members.
Yep.
All of them, and they have a Johnny one and a Cam one and
Yep.
all type of other ones. And if you're in the Discord or you interact with us
like it.
on Twitch, you can like on your cell phone, you have like regular standard
Yes.
generic emojis or whatever. But if you're in like Swarmy world,
Yeah.
they have emojis that are band members. There's one of me. There's one of Bar. Like my favorite is like Bar. Like Bars is great.
Yeah, Bars is
and,
great.
And Cam's really looks like Cam.
It really does. It does look like him for
I love
sure.
it. I
So
love it.
they'll be here, and these are like some of her paintings that I'm putting on the show because people grab up the other ones. So if you guys ever want them, just let us know.
So here's the deal. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going, and I'm going to be gone for, till at least mid-May.
Shit, at least until Swarmy Fest.
No.
No.
Just
kidding, I'm kidding.
But at least till mid-May because I'm leaving here for Arizona in the middle of April, literally right after the show, like within a few days of the show. And then I'm going to be in Arizona for a bit, and then I have to take a run over to Vegas for a show for a musician that I'm connected to. So I have to be in Vegas for a show. Can't talk too much about that right now. And then I'm gonna go back to Arizona, and then I gotta fly home, handle some shit real quick, family shit, house shit, work stuff, and then I gotta go to St. Lucia. And then on the way home from St. Lucia, I should be coming home from St. Lucia on the 8th.
How many Wednesdays is that?
It's a lot of Wednesdays, bro.
Should I pull up a calendar?
52.
Yeah, so on May 8th, I was supposed to be coming home from St. Lucia, but instead I'm making a layover in North Carolina because Seven Dust is a show in Charlotte on the 9th of May, so I'm going to be there. And then I'll be home maybe the 10th or 11th. I don't know.
We're going to have to wing it without you because I think the only person I feel comfortable being on the podcast would be Gio.
Yeah, so here's the thing. For anyone that's like paying attention to the chat, I need people to do wellness checks on Gio. Yeah, his life is not complete unless he can give me shit. Let's face it, he's a little obsessed.
Well, right? I have these new things called Gio points.
Oh yeah. So Gio developed these special prizes to anyone that insults me just the right way. This is how obsessed Gio is with me.
Well, he didn't do it.
I'm healthy.
We at the company thought that this was a good idea.
He's sticking up for Gio now, trying to take the hit. But
That's
so
awesome.
they go.
We
so
all
these
know
are
about Gio.
these are wasp. So there's. So and for my friends in ICG,
Gio has an unhealthy fascination with me.
For my friends in ICG,
Is that what you're calling?
Sepsiss, there's two ways to win these. On the HoneyComb Hideout, you can win these Geo points by insulting heavy metal band promoter John Pemberton. That's the only way to do it. But here's the catch, though. JP's got to see it, and it's got to be a quality insult.
Yeah, it's got to be good. You can't be something lame.
Bring
your A game, folks.
Right, that will encourage one for each of you during the program,
yes.
And we'll take your name down.
Yeah.
Melissa's there too, and she'll take your name down.
Yep.
And we will send you one of these Geo points.
Gio just said, while Pemberton is gone, I'll sit in and we can discuss hair care routines.
Oh, there's one for him.
You know,
That's
Gio,
how it is.
You know, Gio,
one Geo
it
point
was
for
okay.
Gio.
That was okay. It wasn't really good, but it was okay. Thank you, JD.
I think that was great.
JD's going to check on them.
These are awesome, though, because they're swarm-style wasps, and they're made by NanoMakes, who's in ICG. We have a whole bunch for ICG this Friday. So if you're in ICG, stick around, because just by showing up to the Friday ICG live stream with good bars, every participant this Friday will get one. But if you consistently insult our manager, John Pemberton, there's another chance that you could win them. This is probably the strangest thing we've ever done.
Yeah. Well,
but it's fun because you get to have wasps.
Well, I want everybody to have one.
It doesn't matter.
Cool.
Shout out to NanoMakes.
I
He's
will
He's the
make a
best.
mention to all the ladies that have been contacting myself and my assistant to try and get an interview to be part of the Kingsters. You can't take part in this because if you're insulting me, you lose points. So, just saying.
So the Kingsters,
Kingsters will lose points.
Do they-
And then I'll have
really?
to punish them later. Some of them might not like that. Some of them might like that, but, you know.
I love how you said that so nonchalantly. Like, you know, that's just how it is.
That's how it is,
I have
dude.
to punish them.
I am in. So actually, two of the ladies told me the other day that I need to start using slogans.
Slogan?
They decided, yeah. So I was on the phone with someone who was going to interview to spend quality time with us, and she was trying to be all, you know, how girls get, you know. She was trying to be all like, well, I don't know what to wear, and I said just like this. And the other two were there. I said just like, I went, when you see me, you'll be naked. And one of them went, that's slogan number 1. And I was like,
That's good. No, that's good. That's
get the
good.
notebook out, ladies.
That's good.
That's the best.
So JP is like, you know, like they hire people to do like Hallmark cards. You
I would
should
hate
be,
to have his
you need
Hallmark
to do
card.
like but you need to do like T-shirts like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
If you made Hallmark cards, I would be horrified what would be inside.
Oh, you know.
That's why I'm
Right,
horrified.
like, you know, like
You already know.
Right, like I'm so fertile. You'll need the day before.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's good shit.
Stuff like That's what she would have said if her mouth wasn't full.
And then you'd be like, "What's up, Bambi?"
Kylie says JP cards would end up at Spencer's.
That's true. She's right.
Yeah.
True. That
She's
is
right.
true.
If you guys didn't know, some of us are social media influencers, podcasters, models, streamers, influencers, gamers. A few of us are battle rappers. Some of us are fishermen and welders. That is Sepsiss. So there's a lot of different people here, everybody. And that's why we have to have a disclaimer, because we have a variety of opinions that don't mean shit in the entirety and the singularity of the planet. We report on confusion sometimes, lies often, and secrets mostly in underground music. Sometimes that can be upsetting to some people, but mostly only a few who are unclear of what the fuck we're doing here. Criminals... Would you like to cough all over my intro?
No.
Okay.
He was actually thinking that some of the people that get offended are the husbands of the women he spends time with.
Johnny's gonna cough in your wife's mouth.
Oh my god.
That was
Yeah.
sent to me.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, ridiculous.
We should talk about that, but
We can talk about that. I ain't paying nobody for no blue check. I'm all set.
do not
I know
pay.
who I am.
The only thing I'm gonna say
I know
is
who I am.
Sepsiss Band does not participate in any type of paying for our identity
Fact.
or paying to be musicians. If I'm not going to pay Blue Ridge, I wouldn't pay Facebook
Fact.
to authenticate me. Everything that we've ever done here, if you ever see me with a check or an award or anything that we've ever fucking done, I don't give a fuck if it's 300 plays, no plays. Some people think we're completely unheard of, and I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, whatever.
Because my job as the coordinator of this band, what I've been hired for, is to go and find our fans, not to go find people who aren't fans of me.
Yep.
I just want to make that perfectly clear. So sometimes we run into people who aren't fans of what we do, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So I would never pay anybody to authenticate me, because that's not the way I was raised. So that's just a little recommendation for everybody out
Gio,
there.
obviously you haven't been paying attention, son. You need to roll back a few episodes.
What did
What'd he say?
He said, I wouldn't worry too much. Women would have to look at JP as close as JP stares at his laptop, and will probably laugh just as much also. He just doesn't realize how big the harem has gotten. Why do you think Johnny's working so hard to keep up with me, man? Stop it.
You should saw how
What are you
Johnny walked
talking
up the
about?
stairs today. He was fucking... He was lackluster.
I was dead.
He's
even
exhausted.
Felt, yeah.
It's a rough life being this popular. Look at him, see?
It's a rough life.
Yeah.
Climbing in and out of windows so husbands don't see you. It ain't easy, Johnny.
I don't know if other bands do this. They probably don't.
Not sure what he's talking about.
Oh, no. Well, they're bass players.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
I don't know if they've convinced their bass players to have sex with people's wives.
You haven't convinced. Johnny doesn't need convincing of anything. He has absolutely no bar. He's like,
that's true.
what? I'll do it. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Hollywood Costello,
That's
we're
true.
on the air. You need to fuck off now. Okay. I'm just shutting off phones. The people don't listen to me, so
They're calling you on the phone. Everybody calls me before I
Calling me
I
while
go
I'm on
live.
the air.
That's
Stop
when
it.
people hit me up.
Obviously, you're not watching the show, so.
Oh, wow.
I hate that.
Hold on. That just
I
brought no,
hate
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
I hate
No, people
that.
always say that to me. Like, how come you guys only have 40,000 followers? How come you guys haven't blown up? I say, and I'll say, what the fuck, man? Or they say, how come you only have 6,000 plays on this song?
What?
How come you haven't blown up? I say, because I haven't fucking paid for it.
Right. Fact.
How come you guys aren't in Blue Ridge? Because I haven't paid for it. How come you guys aren't on Sirius XM? Well, because I haven't fucking paid for it. How come you guys aren't touring the world? Because I haven't paid for it.
You have to pay.
That's how you know everything I do have, I didn't fucking pay for.
Why is everyone fucking with Hans?
Why are they fucking with Hans?
I don't know.
What
Gio,
happened?
Gio's the second person that says this. You are not ICG thruster, Hans.
Oh, well, then he's not. No, and that because no,
No,
Melissa has
ICG
banned him.
thruster.
It's against the law.
What?
No.
It's again.
It's against, he's not to be. Yeah, he's all
Nope.
done.
No.
Oh, Hans, I'm sorry, buddy.
Unfortunately,
No.
Oh, boy.
he tried.
No, but back to what you were saying. People that come
Even the
at,
ICG presidents, we have presidents that are. I don't know if you guys know about this. So there's Sepsiss, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
under Sepsiss, there's these other organizations like the Rock Metal Reset, Immaculate Connection Gaming, like this a whole bunch of stuff. And Immaculate Connection Gaming is a video game community hosted by founder Melissa Wolf. How like she found this video game thing? She found the band.
Yep.
She has this creative
I'm
idea.
familiar with that.
We're calling her Metaverse Melissa these days
Yep,
because
I saw that.
she has different universes that she's in, and in her video game universe, there are people just like the band. She has staff members and people that are in this universe, and in the universe, she has presidents and vice presidents and commanders.
Yep.
And instructors, and they have ranks and all of that. So, and of course, in the gaming world, I don't know if you know this, JP, but we have gamer tags. That's basically like your person, like your identity.
Yeah.
That's like your ID card.
Right.
And his name, Hans's name is ICG, Immaculate Connection Gaming, Han Solo.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
He wants
He's
to
trying
change it
his
to
name.
ICG Thruster.
No.
No.
it's more of ICG Fruit Loop.
Whoa.
I didn't say
Whoa.
it, but I'm
No,
just
that's
saying.
me and
Whoa, the
Callie.
gauntlet's thrown down.
ICG Fruit Loop. That's what we
Okay.
call them.
Okay.
Shout out to
He knows
our
it.
sponsors, Convicted Printing, and this is what I'm going to say. Just like my buddies in the Eyes of Anguish, who are also coming up this year to hang out with us on August 19th. But Eyes of Anguish had those really cool lighters, and I was like hurt when I ran out of lighters. I was in Chicago. They gave me I liked them so much because I wanted them. You know what I mean? Like, see,
Yeah, I
when
love
when you're a
collecting band
fan of
stuff like
something,
that.
why do people, when they're a fan of something, they get angry about becoming a fan? Like, when I'm a fan of a band, I'm like fanning way the fuck out. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
holy shit, look at these fucking lighters.
Right, yeah.
I'm like blown away how fucking. Do you see what they did? Look at the guitar flip. Look at the guitar. Like,
The head whip.
dude.
The whip.
Right, we go crazy over this band shit. And they
That's-
had this thing of lighters, and it wasn't like they had one Eyes of Anguish lighter.
No.
It was fucking. They had variety, man. They were speaking Sepsiss language. I was up there like beep 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 boo doo doo. Fucking, you already know I was in it. And they're like, Will, if you're really that excited about they were cool as a cucumber. They're like, Will, if you're really excited about the lighters, why don't you just take a few?
Oh, nice.
And you tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I
Yeah.
took like 10.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know when I'm
It's a
going to be
long
back
ride
in
home.
Chicago hanging out with Eyes of fucking Anguish. So boom, I take all. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. And then I got me my. So they lasted me 3-4 months. I've been walking around lighting my joints
Good stuff.
with Eyes of
There
Anguish.
you go.
And I've never been in anguish because I've had a lighter the entire time.
Very nice.
Until-
Very nice.
Well, until they all ran out, and I cried like a baby
Eyes of
because I
English.
was right. And then I had lots of anguish.
It's all good.
And
They're
I-
coming back. They're coming up in
That's true.
August. Will
Will
I'm
they
just
have
gonna say
more?
this. That's awesome though, because
they will.
even when I was not even playing music and I was just looking around and I discovered a band that was playing at a venue, I would go and chill out at that merch table and look what they had like you do and completely geek out.
It's because he was hungry.
They had food.
Look at this, John.
Not most merch tables.
What, have food?
All right, so
Yeah.
so Will mentioned
That'd be new.
Will mentioned Convicted Printing, and we want to make sure we give them a really solid shout out because Convicted Printing hooked the band up with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of swag, and they've been big supporters of Sepsiss.
Yes.
And so you always want to keep those people happy and make sure you mention them. But don't forget, I was just telling my nephew and his wife, because they're going to so many concerts this year out in Arizona, I said, you might need to get yourself a good pair of earplugs.
Fuck around and go deaf.
And if you're going to get a good pair of earplugs, the only earplug on the market that's worth it is Eargasm earplugs. So you need to get yourself a pair of Eargasm earplugs, and you can do that by getting a discount using Sepsiss Band as your code. SEPSISSBAND, Sepsiss Band, all one word. That'll get you your discount, and it'll give Sepsiss credit for advertising the product. So.
And it'll probably get us to Pennsylvania, because I don't know how else we're going to get there.
And it might save your hearing. Just saying. Just saying.
Look at all that. That's a
Multiple
three-fer.
things.
Enjoy a good show without causing permanent damage.
I want to welcome also newcomers to our partner and affiliate groups. Our favorite people at IMP Nation, Jenny and Mr. Matt Connerton from Matt Connerton Unleashed. I love people that are local, public, organic, proud supporters and clearly understand what we're doing here. So they just like fit right at home with us. And anytime they're really becoming like, you can remember those radio stations and those really cool club style community driven radio stations when we were younger, where you knew the names of the people, and you always hear folks in the indie and underground, the scene, the unseen scene. You always hear people in the unseen scene. They're always saying, hey, man, you know, if we had something in the scene, like remember when they had radio stations, Headbangers Ball and all this cool stuff, and they used to have all the artists go there and they'd hang out and talk about their albums, and you hear about the CBGB and ABCDEDFG, and you hear about the whiskey and all these places that, you know, we have these places here in New England. We have these places. We were talking about New England rock and metal before. And I was saying how proud I am of being from New England, because we actually have these things.
Yep.
We have, I mean, you know, and for other places, Pennsylvania is a really cool place too, because they got like Oh My God out there, and then you got like obviously our boys from the Legion of Solace that bounce around the entire East, and like
Nailbite from
all
PA
the
too.
absolutely, but specifically, and shout out to them for a lot of our Pennsylvania networking, but specifically like promoters and people that are you know, not bands, people that are opening up the conversation. When bands talk about, well, there's never any of this stuff and there's never resources. Bands have more resources in New England than homeless people do. No, I'm being serious. There's a lot of places, when we're touring around, you always hear people from other places pull in at Charlie's Hill or pull in, you know, at places with Matt Connerton, and be able to sit down in a clean studio somewhere that's set up and be able to tell your story. That's something that people don't have anymore. And I'm really proud of them. I'm also proud of the people from BTMX sticking with it. Billy started out in the beginning of the apocalypse. He's somebody that really came to me, and to some degree, I hope he's comfortable with this, but I feel like I didn't know if he was intact for the consistency and the self-esteem that you need to come on and stream. And I'm going to be cliche, but if you want to be a streamer or a podcaster or something like that, the first thing you need to do to determine if you're successful or not, the first step is being able to make it there every day that you're scheduled. Because there's no such thing as having a band if the members that don't exist show up. The very existence, the physical molecules, the vibrating atoms that belong to the cell systems of the creatures on stage is the proof that therein lies the physical value of the band. That is the authentication. Not Spotify, not a record label, not your mom. Not your fucking mom and she gave birth to you. If your mom can't authenticate you, neither can Ronald McDonald. All right, so BTMX is just one of those streams and one of those companies that has learned to adapt, evolve, survive. And we always talk about how you need to make yourself the hero, not your content.
Oh, yeah.
You need to make yourself and prioritize yourself, not your music. You're the hero, not your fucking music. I know it's going to hurt some people. But if you haven't done anything to push the first song that you've ever released, then take it off the air.
Yeah.
You heard what I said? If you haven't done anything, if you have your first song on Spotify, if you have your second album on Spotify, and you haven't done anything this week to push those songs, then take it down. What do you got it up for? All right, let's do some openers with Lexi.
We got openers?
We got openers.
What do we got this week?
Music publishers respond to Meta licensing dispute. So the Italian Society of Authors and Publishers, also known as the SIAE, revealed that its members' works were being pulled from Meta platforms amid a licensing dispute. The International Confederation of Music Publishers, also known as ICMP, is publicly criticizing the Facebook's parenting organizations' alleged strong arm tactics. So in Brussels, which is one of their based publishing representatives, weighed in on the Meta SIAE disagreement, and according to SIAE, the song pull down followed months of unsuccessful decisions made with Meta after the Instagram's owner's prior licensing deal expired at the start of 2023. And they further accuse Meta of making a take it or leave it lump sum offer without providing the fundamental information necessary for a fair negotiation, and mentioned music's takedown initiated shortly after the offer was rejected. And according to SIAE, Meta's decision led to like a blackmail. SIAE expressed the belief that Meta's alleged failure to disclose requested information was in contrast with the principles established by the Copyright Directive, which is Article 17. In regards to Article 17 law, which I'll get to in a second. So ICMP Director John, I might pronounce his name wrong and I apologize.
Can I help her out just real quick for everybody at home? That means they have separate deals. So basically, Meta's one company, but Instagram, the Reels program, what they're doing on Facebook versus what they're doing on on Oculus, they all have separate contracts for the licensing.
So the John Fallon, I might pronounce his name wrong, expressed his comments stating, the music's publishing industry is negotiating to ensure companies such as Meta now obey the law, which is crystal clear, thanks to the Italian government showing strong support for the new Europe
social media sites have
directive.
been fighting paying musicians just as much as record labels fight to pay their musicians. When you hear bands, when you hear artists, as long as we can remember, BET and VH1 and behind, and you get these guys sitting down.
Oh yeah.
Is there disputes with your record label? 100%. Is there disputes with your managers? Anytime there's money involved,
there's always disputes.
There's always disputes.
Look at MTV.
Look at Sepsiss.
Yeah.
We are disputing. So when people, it's not uncommon for people to sit in the seat that I am now and report to you that we signed a record deal, and immediately when, this is true for our band, when we signed a record deal, it was fucking awesome. As the months went by, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And production, and obviously, the revolving door of the music industry, they got to take stuff and fucking throw it on a wall and see if it sticks. And the thing is if you're sliding down the wall, they're still throwing bands at the fucking wall.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And we all talk about these horror stories, and we talk about them normally. Okay? We talk about them. Everybody at home knows about the rumored shady lawyers and the rumored shady, and you hear about but the thing is like, until recently, most people didn't know a public figure. Till recently, most people didn't know their next door neighbors. Until recently, didn't publish music.
Right.
Until recently, I walk down the street and my neighbors all ask me music licensing questions.
Yeah.
Right. No, they don't.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They don't walk down the street and we're talking about. They're not concerned in this.
No.
I don't step out the door and people are asking about CSAC.
Well,
that's
not one of the interesting things about being in rock and roll. Like people see you and they want to hear the crazy stuff.
Right.
What are you working on? Or what was a crazy party like? Or what was the best show you've ever done? Or who's the most fun? I was reading an interview the other day, and it made me laugh, like actually like chuckle. I almost called you about it because that's usually what we do.
Right.
But like over my last 30, 40 years of being a music fan, people always ask the rock and roll guys, who's the best person to party with? Because that's all they care about. They don't care about
Which
what
is an
your
image.
life is like or what business is like.
Right.
They want to know about the image. And so someone asked, it was on Ozzy's Boneyard, the guy that runs the interview section, he has a thing, Ask Ozzy. And so he asked Ozzy, who's the best person to party with? And it made me laugh because all through these years, the last 40 years, I can name to you 20 rock stars that you know. And their answer to that question, when I heard it asked, was Ozzy. Ozzy's the best person to party with because he's out of control. So the guy asked Ozzy who the best person to party with was. And Ozzy said, me, I love me. And I was like, that's awesome.
I like Ozzy's never broken rank. I like that.
Me, I love me. And I was like, he is fucking awesome. And then he talks about how much fun he was when he was drinking. And he's been sober for years, so that's just funny.
Still an enigma to this day.
Yeah.
And almost like
I love all
that's what his neighbors ask him.
And I was
they
gonna
don't ask him where he's made his money or
Right,
they want
right.
to know who did you party
bro.
with?
You're
What
so
was so
right.
much fun? People suck.
right. No, but that's our job though.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Like it truly is, man. I mean, we get messages and letters from people and postage of people that pour their hearts out to us and remind us that we're healing and that we're changing the world. And it seems absolutely fucking insane, but the amount of people that show up just for this podcast.
Yeah, no. We've had quite a bit. Yeah,
People have said, you know what? I'm not super big on the music.
Oh, well, okay.
But I love who you guys are, and you know what I mean, as people, and I'm willing to spend. To me, that's fine, because we're not done releasing music.
No.
So it's like, you know what I mean? You might, in next 2 albums or 3 albums or whatever it is, whatever we decide to do, there's no plan.
Who knows, I'm not talking crazy here, folks. I'm just throwing it out
no
there.
plan.
Who knows what the future holds? I mean,
Right.
You look at like Ozzy Osbourne, right? He's been big in music forever and ever and ever, and then
Yes.
all of a sudden his whole family's got a reality show. Like, you
Right.
don't, I mean, did he have a plan on having a reality show? Probably not.
And because of that,
You never know where you're going to end up.
because of that, think of how many people know about heavy metal now.
Right.
And I'm not even talking about know the Osbournes or know Kelly or know
but people that
MTV.
normally wouldn't tuned in.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me that speaks a lot in terms of bands like us.
Yeah.
And that's why we open the doors every day to people at home for us to kind of
Yep.
share with them how we live.
Yeah. I'd watch a reality show about you guys.
You're in it.
That's right, I am. Lexi, you okay?
Yeah.
You zoned out for a minute, honey.
She's thinking about.
So someone brought up the fact that you're the only cast member that doesn't wear a hat.
She usually wears a hat.
I'm technically wearing a hat. I have space buns.
I appreciate them, and I don't think they were throwing it as an insult. They were just mentioning that you're the only one not wearing a hat.
But technically, this is a hat, is what I'm saying.
No, it's human hair, but that's okay.
You know what they didn't say? They didn't say you were the only girl and I was the only brown guy.
They also didn't say that I'm the only one wearing a feather.
Right. Right.
John's the
I
only
like the
one with
feather.
wearing marijuana
I
hat,
like that.
but I'm the only one smoking it.
I got it right here, my bro.
You got a cowboy hat on.
No, I don't know really what kind of hat this is, to be honest with you, but I bought it. I bought it from the guy that made it.
Hold on, I
And
just
I like
love
it.
it because
I like
it drives people fucking crazy.
They don't like the hat.
Fuck them.
I like the hat. I like it because they don't like it.
I'm about to. Yo,
You know
I'm
what's really comical? Like if you look at, I mean, we just
What's
brought up
up,
Wayne
Indiana
Pass
John?
today. He used to always wear a funky hat.
I love that
I
hat.
love that hat, man.
I thought that was the coolest part.
Yeah. What's up?
What's up, Indiana John?
Yeah, I don't know. Johnny's really high, and he was dying to put that comment out.
I don't
there.
know what
He
he's
was-
talking.
What?
I really was.
Were you waiting the whole
He was.
class to
He
do
was.
that?
Too
I
young
wanted
for the
to say
Temple
that.
of Doom.
Really?
Yeah.
I might want to talk a little bit about that, but I can't until I talk about this.
Okay, let's go.
New York State proposes 8% sales tax on Spotify.
So
and
I
other
was going to
streaming
bring that up to
services.
you. I
really?
didn't know if we were going to do that on the air, but I'd read that.
Do you
want
to say something about it?
I'm just blown away.
This is
because
fucking crazy.
Well, we've been talking about how listen. I'm not getting political on anybody, but I'm just telling you. This is why
Tell me this isn't
why
fun.
I hate our government. I hate the state governments. I hate the federal government. I hate them because we talk week in and week out on how the artists are getting robbed. The artists are getting robbed, and what does New York decide?
Right.
Well, we want some of that money.
Right.
We're gonna tax you now.
That's why I brought this up.
These
What is going
motherfuckers.
on?
That's why I brought this up. I'm sure I read that, and 3 people left the chat.
Yeah.
They're like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying,
Yeah, they
though.
don't give a shit that you're not getting your royalties, but they're definitely going to get their 8% tax on top of that.
New York
What?
State's residents may soon be required to pay more for streaming services, according to a report from WGRZ. The New York State Assembly submitted and proposed a new budget that would include an 8% sales tax to digital media subscriptions like Spotify, Netflix, and Audible.
Yep.
4% for state and 4% for local sales tax. The proposal states that media or any digital product that's electronically or digitally delivered, streamed, or accessed would be taxed. This tax would include cable and satellite television and physical print like media, magazines, and newspapers. And that's where I'm gonna kick you in the fucking ass because they're already doing it.
Yeah.
When we report on it here, I think people think that I'm coming up with this stuff.
Nope.
And I'm doing this to you. When I talk openly and honestly at Spotify, people want to beat me up. And the thing is like, why would you want to sacrifice the very musicians that these platforms are dedicated or they're proclaimed to commit to be dedicated to? When Spotify first started, they claimed about independent discovery, and they do this whole business about playlisting and how they're doing us all a big favor, and we won't get paid for it, but we'll get exposure.
Yeah, it's a bunch of horse
That's
shit.
Lexi's favorite thing in the world.
Exposure?
Is getting paid to be exposed. It's fucking crazy. The concept is crazy.
You heard it here, folks. Lexi likes to be exposed.
Right.
Wait, what?
No, we won't take your paycheck. We're just going to do it for the exposure.
For now on.
It's like working at McDonald's.
That's gonna be a new
just
t-shirt.
For exposure of working at McDonald's and not getting
Right.
a paycheck.
Imagine you went into the
Let people
president
know
like,
you're
no,
good at making fries.
at the end of the year, that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the week, you're at the paycheck. You're like, listen, Cap, I'm gonna need that paycheck. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You've been punching in all day. You know, all week. You've been doing a great job. What do you need from me? You're doing fine. Right, but I'm starving to death. I'm gonna need that paycheck. Oh, I thought you were coming to the joint for exposure to all these guys and all these people here.
Yeah. Fact.
No, you know.
I love it.
It's
I
sad
love
that
it.
it's
Oh
actually
my
like-
God.
So there's that. That's just fucking annoying. There was something else I wanted to bring up.
Most of the money's going to go to the Metropolitan Transit Authority in New
Yeah.
York City.
Yeah, of course.
Which is great for people that drive cars
Right.
and use Spotify.
Right.
my
Right.
God.
Fantastic.
What about artists that are driving down the boulevard listening to their DSPs?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, I think that's crazy. If you think about what they just said there, they're going to take money from musicians and buy fucking railroad tracks. What the fuck are they talking about?
That's fucked up.
You know what I mean? That'd be like taking money from recycled Pampers and buying cocaine.
Oh my God.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, that's
Not
so
sure what
messed
direction
up.
we're going in now.
Some scary shit.
I got something else I want to bring up.
Netflix, though, is included in this.
What?
Yeah, well, of course.
So, okay, but they're going to tax you to suggest shit to you
right.
for exposure.
You should watch this. That's 8 cents, please.
Wow.
Wow.
Lexi will tell you what to do for
Kylie
free.
says screw cloud 9. Johnny's on cloud 69.
Wow.
She knows all your favorite positions.
I just
So
added
listen,
them.
what do you guys think about the Cure?
I
know,
think we're
do-
going to need a cure if Johnny
No,
doesn't wear a
No,
condom.
do you know what I'm at? Oh shit!
I assure you, there's no mini-me's.
Listen.
That you're aware of.
Yeah.
That you're aware of. Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna start-
Listen, my daughter says that to me all the time. She's like, she always makes jokes about having like half siblings out there somewhere that she doesn't know about.
It's true.
It might be true. I don't know.
Well, and this is what I figure. If we put an 8% sales tax on each of their,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we can build United States transit system.
Ladies, I have to start charging you sales tax for my services.
Think
now.
about all the tracks.
The government needs their
Well, think
cut.
about all the trains we can run.
Yeah, right.
All the pollution.
Speaking of trains, anyways, wait, hold on. So listen.
Think of all the tracks we can lay.
All right, listen. I'm at the Cure, the band.
This is a dumb
You see
show.
what they did this week? The lead
No,
singer of the Cure
can I be
snapped
real-
on Ticketmaster.
Can I tell you something though?
What?
That The Cure is one of those bands. I have no fucking clue. I don't know nothing about them.
So I've never been a big fan, but I do like some of their music. But I totally dig what he did this week. So the Cure is one of those odd bands that has gone out of their way to not raise ticket prices. So they're trying to make shows affordable for their fans to be able to still go to a show.
April 14th, Nashua Garden. Come and see Sepsiss.
Right.
$12 pre-sale.
Right? So that's what they were doing. I think tickets were $20 or $25, and they were like, we're not going above that. Like, that's what it is. And they're a band that's been around a long time. They got a lot of music out. They got a lot of music on the charts, whatever. So they put out this thing where the tickets were like $20 to $25. So Ticketmaster put fees on the tickets that added up to $31. So now a $20 ticket is $51, and most of the money's going to Ticketmaster. So the lead singer of The Cure flipped the fuck out, like right out, told everyone in the press. He was very outspoken about it, threatening to cancel shows, just really upset. So Ticketmaster backed off, and they issued a $10 refund. I think it was a $10 refund to anybody that bought tickets, and then they offered an extra $5 to anyone that's like a Ticketmaster subscriber. Like, so you're part of their, if you have the app and you're signed in and all that. But it was just like, it's like to be so shady and try to create all these extra fees to whack people, and you got to be called out by the band. Like, does every band have to come out now? Like, I mean, we got to do something about Ticketmaster.
Where's the quality control?
Yeah, we got to do something about
Wow.
the whole Ticketmaster situation.
I think
It's sad that everyone thinks that if you made it, you get big and you get paid and whatnot, and everyone jumps in that cesspool of it. And then the sad reality of it is everyone makes beautiful artwork, and it's sad that living this and seeing this, it's really sad to see how much people get robbed to go to these other corporations. I don't work for Ticketmaster, and Ticketmaster doesn't build a fucking venue. Piss off, Ticketmaster.
Right.
Like,
well, some of the biggest companies in the world struggle paying their employees, John.
Okay.
I'm
then you shouldn't be that big of a company.
Well, say that to Walmart and Target and all the
Everyone-
people that are currently these companies.
They're corrupted,
Amazon,
bro. They're
okay,
all corrupted,
but
and that's going to be the downfall of mankind because they offer
well,
way too much at once.
Hasn't it always been? Us arguing over technology and products?
Kylie says, why doesn't Ticketmaster just settle for some exposure? That was a good one, Kylie.
I'll blow the smoke for her on that one.
That was good, but Kylie, I like that one.
She might have got herself a...
Yeah. Kylie, we're going to give you one of these lame-ass geo points. What did I say that a geo point was? For all you guys that
You said it was lame.
I know. I said, all you guys want to talk shit and like geo.
I'll tell you what.
You're going to idolize geo and talk shit about me. Getting one of these goofy-ass geo points is like getting a hand job from another dude that you don't even know.
Ooh.
What?
With dry
Geo.
hands.
The gauntlet's down. The hat is off.
I might give you... You should have one of these yourself. You need one. Now, I'll tell you right now.
I just like giving Geo shit. Geo's actually a really good artist. I enjoy the stuff he does.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I just prefer it when he's fucking quiet. All right. Well,
He is the voice.
we don't authorize him to do this.
yeah, I know.
No.
This is just me.
This is not something we...
Yeah.
don't
It's how I
encourage
am,
this
man. I have a
behavior.
lot of control. I like this. I actually like this. Kylie, you got one of these coming at you.
What's up with the Swifties wouldn't give a fuck. If you told the Swifties, Oh, the Swarmies are like almost like the Swifties. If you told why you think
Well,
it's funny?
I mean, except they have better taste.
Right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I would never ask one of the Swarmies to pay for $100 ticket. But I tell you this, I know that they would, but they know that I would never ask them. I'll tell you this, the Swifties don't give a shit. You
Yep.
see the Swifties this last
Yep.
year?
Yep.
This last week?
Yeah, $900 later.
They didn't give a fuck.
No.
The Swifties and Ticketmaster are like this.
It's just dumb. Just stupid.
No,
I don't like it.
That's too much.
I don't like it.
I saw one of my favorite bands, and it was I think it was like $40.
I wouldn't do it. So here's
I
some
saw
news.
Slayer for $40.
Here's some news. I'm going to put it out there to everyone. So a family member of mine that lives in Arizona bought a bunch of tickets to shows, and he wanted to go see, I think it was for Godsmack. He's going to some festival up there or some shit. It was Godsmack and a bunch of other bands. I Prevail, a bunch of other bands, right?
I Prevail.
Yeah, Godsmack, I Prevail. No, maybe it was Disturbed and I Prevail. Disturbed, I Prevail, and a couple other bands. And Fozzie's going to be there. Like there's a bunch of good bands. So he wanted the tickets, and he found these tickets in this section. Saw the row, looked at the mapping, saw where he was at, got the seats all lined up, and the tickets were like $300 a piece.
Oh
like
my God.
$300 a piece after you get all the fees and stuff done. And he was like, wow. So he decided not to buy them. So he didn't. So he started searching other ticket sites, and he found some random ticket site that like he'd heard of, and friends of his had bought stuff off him, but it's like a totally different, separately owned ticket site. And these weren't resale tickets he was looking at. They were owned by the venue still. They were still for sale. So he punches in looking for tickets, and he scans through the site. He ends up buying the very same seats in the very same row for that show for like half the price through a different ticket agency.
What?
And I don't know how they got away with doing it, but I know he did it because I saw the screenshot. So I know he did it. So I don't know how they did it. I don't know whether it's just because the venue has the ability to sell through several different sites, and they found a ticket agency that prides themselves on selling cheaper tickets. People go there. Maybe they figure they're not going to get the $300, so they're going to take the $150. You know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's just weird. He showed me that he did it, and I was like, huh. And then I started thinking maybe I should start. If I'm going to buy tickets to something, shop around and see.
What else is available?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Very interesting though.
I did want to say, just on her, she had reported about. She was talking about France and the anxiety, regarding, the whole world right now
Article 17
is in this huge transition. It's happening right before our eyes.
Okay.
We see it in the chat. We have a chat for the podcast, and in the chat we share articles and jokes and just shit that we would just to kind of keep us in the mode and in the mix of talking about the industry, so we can get here every Wednesday and talk about it. Not everything we bring to the table for discussion.
Oh, you should see this chat. It's chock full of stuff we can't get to.
I know. If we ever get big and move the podcast off the band page, we'll have a place where we can
Share the old stuff.
Share the nasty shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
true that.
But I just want to talk on this. I didn't know about any of this stuff. In 2018, I was super green. I came from the street, and my level of any industry was networking, marketing, advertising, and being an artist myself. If you ask me about logistics or bookkeeping or doing my taxes or anything like that, I'm scared that a lot of people don't know this about me, but I never came online before. I never spoke openly online. I was very much in the band. I was very much just in the back, kind of planning things and. I was more of the coordinator creatively, but when all of this technology came out, we knew, because we were a social media style band, posting images and doing modeling and wearing many hats and being advertisers. but we weren't prepared to be podcasters or broadcasters or
Right.
live streamers or that. We were up until going live. Everybody in the band was super private people. I don't know if people could even imagine a Sepsiss like that.
Yeah, in the beginning.
No, we didn't talk to nobody. But can I tell you something? We also couldn't break 3,000 followers on any social media site.
Right. Those were the.
I just want to let y'all know that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Way
Like,
back.
so like a funny story, when you could go live, when you could first go live, we saw it come up on the phone, and you know, I turned around and aimed it at everybody like a fucking gun, and everyone and hated it, you know.
Yeah.
And then we all sat back and Deacon, no, right? And everybody's like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
I'll never forget it.
And
Yeah.
so and no, naturally,
hated it.
you know, everybody, the band hated it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm institutionalized. I associate
Cameras are everywhere.
I associate cameras with court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's you know, I think cameras is court. So it's an investigation. So you know, the thing is like this. I put the phone down one day, and we were just in a room full of people, and we said, "Who the fuck's going to go on this thing? Somebody's going to go on it. Somebody's got to go on this thing and start telling our story." Because we said it said the future of the world, the future of cable TV. I mean, at this time, it's still cable. Netflix was cool. Like I mean, it's just. And I said, man, we sat down, and Melissa looked at me and she said, "Don't even, not me." She said, "Don't you think I'm not doing it? You guys all remember."
Yep.
She said, "I'm not getting on that." She said, "There's a lie. I'll do whatever." She said, "I'm not going live. I'm not talking to anybody." And there's people out there that are listening to this like, Melissa? No. Dead serious. And the other thing is like, we've met people at high volume, and I think a lot of people are confused and misunderstood about singers in general, but Melissa's very soft-spoken in reality, but so are a lot of singers. And they're usually doing that at a venue. Some people, will be like, "Oh my God, Will, I said hi to Melissa. I don't think she likes me." And I'm like, "Why would you think something like that?" It's like, because she didn't talk with me, And I said, "Oh, what was she doing?" "Oh, she was she was warming up or doing her vocals or doing." I said, "Oh, she's not gonna. She's probably trying to get." It's really hard if you're if you're a smaller band, like we don't hide up in the green room,
right?
Like Evanescence might. Sorry, Amy, but she's more popular. It'd be hard for Amy to come down and get her voice. She'd have 8 people asking her for autographs, and a lot of times, folks will get to the venue and they go, "Where's Melissa?" And they won't realize that we've had to remove her for a little while, or she's had to do something.
Because there's a show that's about to happen.
That's preparing.
People,
we can't
this isn't a meet and greet.
You're here to see the show,
We're
right?
not trying to be right. She's not being mean to you. I promise.
Yeah, fact.
And there's like, and as a vocalist, if you're playing a couple nights, I don't know if people know this, and you're not a professional touring. We're not super touring, super professional industry professional band.
Beats the shit out of your voice.
It kicks your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're somebody like me and you never shut the fuck up, it's difficult to get your voice right. Let alone somebody like Melissa that's got to sing and be pretty. When I sing, it doesn't always have to be pretty. Let's face it. But if she hits a bad note, everyone's going to talk about it. So she has to do a lot to take care of her voice. And some people be like, "Oh wow, I met her for the first time. I don't think she likes me." And I'll say, No. You're just used to seeing the person on the fucking stream.
Yeah. Melissa the character.
Right. And
she's Melissa the singer tonight.
Right. And it's not that your favorite radio host, when you see Mistress Carrie in the grocery line and she doesn't want to jump into full blast conversation with you, it's not that she doesn't love you.
Wow, okay.
It's just that she has on her radio station, she has a lot to say, and you know what I mean, and she's magnified, and her personality is more colorful in her recordings, in her broadcasts. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
She has a responsibility to her fans. It's you know what I mean. When Greg in the Morning Buzz gets on, or you know what I mean, or when William Savant comes on, like I'm conscious, I'm aware that I'm live right now, and that while I have the accountability of having some authentic dialogue, I also am remembering to not say the F word too much. There's different type of language, there's different type of behavior in different places, is what I'm saying.
Time and place for everything.
There's a time and place for everything. You don't want to go run up to your favorite singer
When she's
while he or she is trying to get.
But I will say this too: Melissa
Yeah.
is generally a quiet person, which is
That's
funny.
what I meant. She's super
because
quiet.
Even after we
You can't tell that on here.
Yeah,
You cannot tell that about her on here.
I just want. I remember this story. I remember band members being in the band for months, and they would come up to me and be like, "Yo, bro, I don't think Melissa likes me." I'm like,
Well, that's because maybe she didn't.
I'm like,
No, I don't know. I'm just fucking around, everybody. I'm not speaking for her.
what makes you say that, bro? I'm like,
That's a joke.
"Cause she always says hi and it's like really short." I'm like, "No, bro, that's just Melissa."
Well, I'll tell you another thing. Melissa's actually very organized with her time.
Yeah.
She doesn't bullshit, basically. If she's there to practice, she's there to practice.
Yeah.
So, so I think we can all agree that just people that they have a misconception. They don't realize that when you're preparing for a show, there's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it. But while you were telling this, I think very important.
You're you a lot, though, on this podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, some people, though. Okay, so bars.
So they wonder
bars,
when you're playing a character and when you're not.
Okay,
playing a
I'm gonna
character.
tell them right now. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna spill the tea on everybody so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Bars
Yeah.
is when you guys see Bars live.
Yeah.
Okay. Bars is Mr. Goodbar, a keyboard player.
Yeah.
He is, I will say, above. He's about 60% magnified.
What, he's on air?
Yes. He's a much lower key,
lower
frequency.
Yeah.
Bars is a much
more
serious.
I would have never brought this up because
Bars is more serious.
You can get away with that shit. But now that you brought it up, I'm going to bring it up.
Bars is serious.
I have some interpersonal dealings with everybody because of who I am. So if I'm doing something different, I'm working on music. I'm working on music, and Bars is helping me, right?
Yes.
So I'll work with Bars. He is the most low key, calm, chill motherfucker.
Yep.
Like you don't even know. Like you walk in and have a conversation with him, and you have no idea.
Can I tell you something
If you watch
else,
his videos, you might think he's that guy. And there are times he is that guy. But
well, I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying this because he really is. Before I say this, disclaimer is he's one of the most genuine and kind and authentic people that I've ever known.
100%.
So before we go any further, however, I think that he is a very kind and sweet man.
Yes, he is.
All right, but I this might be my imagine. I think people imagine him kinder.
I don't know, maybe.
I seen him slap the shit out of somebody, bro.
Well, yeah, he's a man. Yo, look, so I was like, I am picking up no charges, Will. I am picking up no charges, goddammit.
I'm not saying he did it today. I'm just saying.
I didn't see nothing. That's all I know.
I'm not saying that makes him angry. I'm just saying. Everybody's like Bars. He's the big cuddly guy.
For those of you off the air that don't understand what just happened,
explain it.
Bars said, "Hey, yo, chill." What that meant was, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. You keep talking.
No, this guy is This guy is in a matter of hours. This guy is going to Brooklyn, New York.
I know it.
To fucking battle
rap.
I
know it. Serious.
In front of. I'm telling you.
It's serious.
Everybody sees Good Bars, the Wizard, and all this other shit.
That's the 25th, right? The 25th?
I'm just saying, I get to see a different side. I'm not saying that he's not. That's why I said
Brooklyn
the disclaimer.
or the Bronx? Where are we going?
Brooklyn,
I've
New
not
York.
seen anybody get in anybody's face recently at any time.
I wish.
At any portion of any year and do what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incoming battle bars.
You know what I'm saying? And
Y'all
these guys
are not
don't,
in it.
These guys, it's not like 8 Mile.
No.
These guys aren't saying they don't flirt with each other.
Oh no, there's some shit.
That you talk. It's
a battle. It's a battle.
No, I get it, man.
It's a battle with the
There's
words.
no more wizard.
No, that's why the last one, so he was.
He's the wizard, but now he's the evil wizard.
So
you know what I mean?
He's busy. He's so busy working for all of us, doing all the different shit we get him to do for us. People don't realize how fucking busy that man is.
Right.
So like,
I see
he had that battle coming up with that fucking other dude last time, And so that's why I sent him that crazy message. Because I was trying to pump him up. Like,
Yeah.
he's my boy. I want to make sure he's ready to go.
It
You know?
worked.
So, and his commercials and his reels are he does it. What I guess what I'm saying is, it takes talent to go on there and turn into the wizard and make everybody laugh and be like,
100%.
I'm here with Mr. Goodbars and
Yeah.
and then turn into being funny WWE character and then turn into I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm going to tear your face off.
Right.
It takes a very talented person
Yeah.
to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's not
It takes
changing
an
hats. That's changing
athlete.
faces. That's changing
Yes.
masks, man. That's
Melissa's the same type of person.
Yeah.
There's a certain edge and coldness and heaviness that she feels about her art and her image that she is a sweet person. She is quite the flower. If you didn't know that Melissa is a flower, it's a kind of flower. But sure, she had that elegance and that grace, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she's really soft-spoken, but she's got this silver sword.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And lop your fucking head
Yeah,
off.
yeah, I
You know
know.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Her business sense. If you ever look at Melissa, she's always staring straight ahead.
That's why I'm always very. Please don't take any offense.
Like
to
a
this.
laser
Don't
beam.
take any offense to this, Melissa, because I love you. But that's why I'm always very careful when I have a conversation with her. Because Melissa always seems to get her way, and you need to make sure you know exactly what kind of conversation you're having.
She's looking.
Yeah, yeah.
Right at
She's looking
ya.
right through me, trying to figure out how do I get Pemberton to agree with whatever I'm telling him we need to do.
We need to build a pyramid.
Toronto.
Lexi is the most recognizable and natural character
Yeah.
that we have in the Sepsiss staff.
Yep. 100%.
When fans meet her and people meet her in reality, they don't even act like they've met her. They act like they've known her for
Forever.
fucking ever.
Yeah, I've seen it at the merch table.
It's people. I'll see people over here in the corner waiting to talk to me.
Yep.
Polite. I see them.
Yeah.
They're so cool. They got their little thing. Sometimes they're with their parents. Their parents are behind them like, don't be scared of that dreadlock motherfucker. Get his ass for the I'm going to get that autograph from him. Don't be worried about him. Right? And they push the kill. Will. And I give him the autograph. Not Lexi, though. They will start unpacking merch with her. They help her with her stuff. They are right there. Like, and they all want it. They want to sit down and be on the show. They want to be interviewed.
By the way, Red commented earlier and said
true.
that she loves hanging at the merch table with you.
Are you
Red
for
was in
real?
the chat. Yeah, you know that.
Everybody loves that. And then
Yeah.
she goes, are you for real?
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that is you might find Johnny there. John
Yeah, you might find John.
is a
there.
myth in the legend. This motherfucker, look, he has mystified me. Maybe it's just me. This guy has mystified me. Because he really is. I mean, this is what I'm gonna say about this guy, man. I don't know what he does alone. Okay.
Wait, what? Whoa.
I don't know what he does in his own time. But in Sepsiss, though, I would say Johnny might be the most genuine member we have.
You want to know what Johnny does in his own time?
I ain't even lying.
You want to know what Johnny does in his own time? He checks on his friends.
Johnny.
I know that because I get the random phone calls.
Johnny
like, when
Impact-
he should be sleeping but work the next morning. He calls me up to say, "How was your day, man? What's going on? What's
Yo,
up?"
next to Melissa Wolf, I think Johnny Impact is probably the most authentically metal.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Him and Melissa Wolf are the most metal people in the group.
We've had some killer
That's what
conversations.
maybe Joe too. Maybe
See,
Joe too.
I don't get a chance to hang with Joe that much because he's
But,
not here a lot when I'm.
They
when
care
I'm
like
there.
they care about what metal is thinking. That's me that doesn't give a fuck. But they do.
Yeah, no, I
Melissa
know.
cares about this shit.
Yeah. Yep. Listen, I have to give props even when someone's an absolute dipshit.
Yeah.
Like Gio.
Come on, I want to talk about Cam.
No, this is before you talk about Cam. I got to put this out there because, well, just because you're gonna appreciate it. Gio pulled another Gio. You know, he's talented.
What does that mean?
He's talented. He annoys me, but he's talented. I talked so much shit about him earlier in the show that he has made a new sticker
Ooh.
to insult me, and it says Pemberton rules on it. But then in the chat he said, Pemberton, check your messenger. You deserve this. So I'm going to show it to you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. He created a very old man character.
Oh my
To try and like pick on me. Yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I think we should have them here at the table so you could.
Yeah. Can we show this to the?
Oh, you really
show us it
should.
right there.
You really should.
The Geo. Yeah, let me click on it. Right. Here we go. There's the new Geo sticker. Can you see that, Bars?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Yeah, that's the new. Is that working now?
Everyone can see your naked pictures from
You
earlier.
can't see it now. I'll have to put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
I will
Check
say,
the chat. Fucking live videos on the.
I will say when I can get Cam, he's the most elusive band member. He's like
What does elusive mean?
he's like Raphael. You can't hold him. You can't hold him down.
So I have what the hell? Why is this not working?
But when you can get Cam for like an interview, you get to chew his brain up. The best place to get Cam is at the venue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best place to get him. But sometimes like we'll go into like certain radio hosts or certain like podcasters or people will fucking unlock Cam. He's dying to come on the show.
Really?
He would if he so people don't know if Cam had Wednesdays off, he probably would be on the show.
That'd be cool.
So I got to tell you,
That'd be really cool.
I've been around.
He probably would be.
I've been around Sepsiss for a very long time. We've done a lot of stuff
Yeah.
together.
For real.
But the one,
It's true.
if I had to say who have I hung out with the most, the one band member that I hung out with the most, like alone, is Cam.
Cam.
We've done a lot of stuff together.
Yep.
We've done a lot of shows.
People don't know. Yeah, no, I know.
For shows up at the hill. He built the stage with me. Like we spent a lot of Cam's a fun guy to hang with.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tell
he
you,
is.
but you would never know
By just looking at
by
a screen.
looking at the phone.
Right.
You- Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. I gotta blow the smoke for them. Hold on.
What's happening
Thank
right
you,
now?
young
Okay, I
Got
gotta
it
explain this.
right.
I have to explain this
Hi, Raiders.
to John Pemberton.
Yeah.
Get
I
a
don't-
shout out.
Now, this is good for you to know because it's Young Other. You know Young
I know
Other.
Young Other. Yeah.
Okay, so
They're great.
if y'all don't know, well, I'm gonna explain to you why they're even greater than great.
Okay.
Because they're better than other New England bands that don't do what they just did.
Okay.
So we just got raided.
I don't know what that means.
I know.
Talk to me.
No, I'm just having fun with you not knowing.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the
The
thing.
manager should know.
I know
what's going on.
that's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
So, because there are other bands that you will need to manage, and they need to be like Young Other.
Okay.
They need to. And
Still
with
don't know
Young.
what the fuck we're talking about.
Okay, so you know how we're multicasting.
Yes.
We are streaming on Facebook,
Yes.
stupid YouTube,
Stupid
Okay.
YouTube is not stupid.
Hey.
and we're gonna have the software battle in a minute.
Oh my god.
Okay, we'll have the product war in just a second. Okay.
I cannot.
He still doesn't know what's going on. Hold on, let me at least explain to him.
Okay.
And of course, we're also streaming on Twitch.
Yes. Okay. So you're on
Okay.
Twitch. Yes. So
Now-
what happened that I'm not
All
aware
right. So Young Other also has a Twitch channel.
of? They do.
Okay.
Yes.
And you need to follow them now.
Okay. I'll have to do that when I figure out what the hell I'm doing with this thing.
Everyone, please go follow
Follow Young
the
Other.
band. I don't care where the fuck you're at this point. If you're an honest fan of Sepsiss, you're gonna do the due diligence.
For sure.
Please, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on silly Twitch, please go and follow and support the band Young Other, because Young Other is doing something. Being on Twitch, they were streaming like we are now. I don't know what they were doing, but they were streaming something
Okay.
at the same time that we are.
Okay.
And on Twitch, you can raid people. So when you're done with the stream, you can go and invade.
So they're
Another-
on your Twitch right now.
Yeah, you can take all of the people that are watching.
Yeah.
So they raided us with
Took your people.
No.
they bring their people.
Oh, they did?
They do what bands don't do.
I like. Okay, so I already like them.
I'm
but
see,
now I
now
like
you
them.
understand.
Now
See,
I
like
like
when
it
I
more.
said it like
Yeah,
that, he
I like-
understood it.
I like it
They
even
do
more.
right. They took their draw. Let me say it in manager terms. They took their draw
Yeah, and they brought them to us.
and they brought them to our venue.
That's fucking solid. So yeah,
That's
solid.
what.
All right, so
Yo, we just taught a New England manager.
so hold on,
Yo,
hold on.
but you could talk about this on
Right.
your promoter's
I
ambition.
will. Yeah, when I get back to doing it. So hold on a minute.
When I get back
I'm
to
just,
doing it.
I'm trying to catch up
Thank
here.
you guys so much, and thank you, Raiders.
Thank you, young Other. We love you guys. And so where am
We
I
gotta
at?
get these
Where am I
guys
at?
up to
Where
the-
am I at?
we gotta
Okay,
get
so
these guys
Nancy
up there.
says, all right, so now Red's shitting on me. Get on Twitch, JP. I'm already on Twitch.
See?
Okay.
So,
I'm already-
okay, so
I
here's
just
something
don't-
you need to know. A
Yeah.
lot of the official swarmies. This
Yeah.
is where the swarmies
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
Like we've got fans, we love the fans.
Yes.
And then we've got super fans.
Yes.
But then we got fucking swarmies, like
Yeah.
the Swifties.
No, I know. Nancy says, get on Twitch, JP. Catch up to the century.
She's swarmy
well,
of the year.
Well, Red, and I appreciate that, Red. I don't have time to catch up to the century. That's why I have so many young concubines that do it for me. Hold on. Melissa gave me a real life call out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, get in the Discord and go on Twitch one of these days.
The queen has spoken.
Yeah.
Now imagine her
Melissa gets what she wants.
right, those
Always.
Yeah.
hunter gaze
Yeah.
staring at you.
Oh,
from
you know,
across the
I know,
field.
dude. I know.
Get on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
No, do it because
Hey,
we're
this
trying-
is good. This is good. Give Geo one of his own stupid little Geo points.
Truth is you know what? You'd like it.
He said facepalm. Somebody tell Pemberton it's time to turn off the MySpace profile and catch up. That was actually pretty funny.
We're gonna run out of
That
stickers.
was pretty funny, actually. I gotta give that to Geo. That was pretty good.
Gio gets everything.
Post your goofy little Pemberton sticker in the chat because I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't do it. So
I want
you need to
one
do it.
for my guitar case.
Yeah, you need to do it. You're just making this worse. You know that, right?
As
Hold
much
on.
as I can.
You know, folks, you really don't need to encourage Geo. He's got a giant ego, and he loves himself enough to encourage himself. But whatever. Anyways.
Lexi, do you have a
Yeah.
You do have an according to Lexi, right?
I do.
Let's
do.
do an according to Lexi.
According to Lexi.
He's like he'd like a
Fuck, Johnny.
he'd like a vodka and tonic.
Okay.
I didn't know that
I forgot to bring one over.
you have a water right here though, player.
Oh,
Oh my god.
That's not mine.
I thought that was yours.
No, I got that.
has his-
I got that for you.
Oh, my bro.
That I could have done.
All right.
shit.
So,
Give it to me.
Let me know.
We're done. If you guys
Let me know when you're ready.
here's another thing. A lot of people have been sending this and asking me and emailing me and talking to me about this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. Check this out, everybody. This is going away because I have to take this down. It's got to go
Where's it going, Will?
on the stage.
Oh, that's right.
So I got to get rid of this. This was never supposed to be here. We put this here because there's an ugly window. I like looking out of the window. It just it wouldn't look right in the shot. So, but we're gonna do something else. Here's what we're gonna do though. When we come back, well, I'm gonna make a like a clothing line that goes across this, and I'd like to. People keep asking us for they want ad space on the program.
Yes.
So the truth is, yes, you can have ad
Yes.
space on the program. We're gonna make all of these walls in here
Ad space.
Ad space.
Love it.
And you know what I mean? For our partners and people that hang with us, they get to just do it.
Yep.
But folks of ours that work with us and our partners and people, especially bands that want to fuck with us, a lot of bands ask if they can just send the girls T-shirts to wear.
Absolutely.
Yes, the girls will wear your T-shirts on their streams. Send them to us. We'll put them up here. And that way when people watch our lives, they'll be able to see your stuff. And they might ask about it.
Yeah.
And we'll say, yeah, for sure. Go support Legion of Solace. Yeah, for sure. Here's a band. Look. One of our favorite bands.
Wired for Sound.
Wired for Sound. So, like, if you're a band, other bands don't do this. You never see bands go live and talk about other bands, and that's why we do it.
Well, now we need a Young Other shirt up there somewhere.
We really do.
We gotta get a Young Other
So,
shirt.
if you guys, the answer is yes. If you guys want to send us more shirts, if you guys want to send us band swag and different stuff, she likes that.
Swag.
Yeah.
Gets her going.
It's an old thing.
I don't know.
It's like an old scene thing. You never heard that?
Swag. she can't. Now I'm gonna say it at the most random times. Just so I know it gets her going.
Right. Next venue, be like, you know what I mean? Why don't we put a little swag out here for everybody?
Okay, ready? So Metallica, for those of you that don't know, has been using a vinyl plant for the past over decade called Furnace Record Plant.
Yep.
And they recently just bought them.
Yep.
Because of, so basically during the pandemic, even in the top tier celebrity world, even they suffered from the effects of it, especially vinyl plants. So they were on the break of kind of going towards the road of maybe closing up shop or closing down a couple of things or whatever. And Metallica, because they've been close partners and they've had this relationship for over a decade, they're like, we're going to save these guys and we're going to go and buy them out. So they recently just did that, and it's absolutely fantastic. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because this is a business-to-business relationship, and this is something that Sepsiss has been doing for quite some time, and that's taking it one step further, not going to Virginia, for example, and going and buying out a vinyl pressing plant, but they're going into their own communities, especially in New England, and they're going business to business. You know, we have a show, we've been talking about it on the stream for quite some time, and that's April 14th. And that's at the Nashville Garden. That is a business-to-business relationship. They came together.
Right.
They created a show together, and that's within our community. And another great example of business-to-business in our community that Sepsiss has done is the big Swarmy Fest. That's in their own hometown, Manchester. That's where they created Sepsiss, Manchester. And they have a big event with one of the biggest venues in Manchester.
Yep.
That's a business-to-business thing, and we're doing a round 2 this year.
Yeah, and we bring the local businesses in with us.
Right.
We're not running, holding hostage and hijacking,
Nope.
piggybacking off of like,
Yep.
you know, and no offense, but like we're not bringing in A-listers, or
No.
we're not bringing
No.
in big head. We're making sure that people from the town are playing. We're making sure that businesses from the town.
You're strengthening your community.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up, because
Thank
it's
you.
a business-to-business relationship, and Sepsiss does that, but within their own community, and it's inspiring.
You pointed to something that we talk about a lot, and that is like being independent in the pursuit of joining the club of the industry, and I think that that's so misunderstood, because the more you're participating with the features of an industry is the definition. It would be the opposite of of being independent. You know what I mean? And you see that people that are misunderstood in that pursuit, people that are the more heavily somebody's misunderstood in that pursuit, you tend to see the more observable real world challenges with it. And it comes down to kind of like knowing what you want and knowing the things that you're doing and doing them for the right reasons. It sounds like Metallica to me. They had a plan. They took a risk like great businesses do.
Yeah, 100%.
They had a plan. They took a risk. And they did it, with physical brick and mortar inventory.
Yeah.
We're in a world now where every company's poised with they're encouraged, because of the tools that we have. They're encouraged to campaign so aggressively. It's like kill the other guy.
Yeah.
One product eats another product, or like because you're on Spotify, you can't be doing well on iTunes, but it's like we talked about how so many times how artists will lobby and fight and kill another artist, kind of lobbying and defending one product, when what have we really learned? Like, in the name of professionalism, you should be using all of it. I get into these talks, right, online. MK Music had something the other day that was kind of interesting in a site. And they were talking about how It was a rant post, you know, but
Yeah.
you know, but it does bring up some cool issues.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, you know, I hate when somebody had said, you know, I can't stand it when people approach you on social media for booking shows. And another person said, well, you know, I can't stand when somebody uses bulk emails or
Yeah, I saw
or,
that.
you know,
He called a place to talk to somebody, to talk to a human to book a gig.
yeah,
And
I
the
want to
girl
read
gave him
it.
a real hard time.
I do want to read it because I think it actually
Yeah, and he decided not to do a show there just because of what her attitude was like.
which I
I have done that. I know you've done that. Somebody
have.
just acts like a fool, and you're like, you know what?
I have.
Wow.
But so yeah, and I don't want to get into and really like
Right.
give any of these guys like more light. It's not a really serious deal, but I do want to focus on that because in terms of vinyl coming back, I say coming back like it went somewhere. So there we go again. You know, like we you know.
So vinyl becoming more popular?
Right,
Is that what you
right.
meant?
You know, if you've been paying
Things go
attention to the
up and
Honeycomb
things-
Hideout,
Right.
Lexi and I have been talking about vinyl for quite a
Well,
while
right.
now.
I get so people that stream, okay, like people that stream, and that's all they do. They demonize or weaponize other products because they swear by. But if you're a terrestrial radio host, you think streaming's the worst thing that ever happened. You know what I mean? And we all know the billboards come from a flyer company, not a music company.
No.
They come from an advertising company. The billboards come from an advertising company.
That's the point.
And the advertising companies, when gadgets and music devices came out, like jukeboxes and radios,
Yep.
that's when there was a small report in the back of these flyers, and they reported popular retail music. But in a world where retail measurements are organized by supervisors and managers lie about what's in the vending machines, which is why everybody wants to go to AI. Que sera, sera. But good products eating bad products, and like folks, if you were on how long did we hear the MySpace when the MySpace fans, you know, were dwindling away? How much people held on to that? You remember that?
Yeah.
So this is what I say, you know, because I know this is a big thing now in the independent arena. Okay, this goes for you fucking promoters out there and you little bands, because I want you all to listen to me. Because in the name of professionalism, I see a lot of you guys trashing each other.
Yeah.
Okay, especially you promoters out there. The job of a promoter, of a DJ, is to prioritize musical events and music-based products as a conduit between you and the customer.
Yep.
You could timestamp the shit out of that. Because
It blows my job because by title, not to interrupt, but by title, their name is promoter. It's their job to promote, and by helping that artist out, they help the venue out, and therefore helps their pocket
And it's not-
out.
right,
So
and-
it's their job to be a promoter, therefore prioritize what is going on that night, when he's booking, what he's working, what he's doing. It is his job, as well as the band, as well as every artist, to fill that venue.
okay, and I appreciate that, but I don't want to get too far away from what I'm talking about. I don't want, because the world is evolving. And the definition of what a promoter is now,
Right.
and
As
what
it
it
was
what right.
years
You,
ago.
some promoters now, John, don't go in the venue.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
you just please.
Yeah.
I deal with this a
Well,
lot.
there's a difference
I
in the
deal with this-
terminology. You know,
right,
there's
and
talent buyers, there's
and I'm
promoters,
getting to
there's-
it.
yeah.
Right. We're that's what I'm saying. Like we've gotten to Facebook and
Yeah.
Reddit, and all. It's got everybody fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we're all arguing whatever product, it prioritizes you and categorizes you the way you see yourself, or the way you project your image is the one that you lobby for.
Yep.
But you're not selling shows. You're selling apps. You're selling networks. You're selling platforms and social media. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying to you. It doesn't matter if somebody contacts you. Let me ask you a question. Does it matter if the love of your life calls you on the phone or she sends you a text message? When you meet her, does it matter if you met her on the internet or if you met her at the church? This is the love of your life.
Doesn't matter.
Does it matter if she emails you from MailChimp or hits you up on AIM?
Nope.
If they discovered Sepsiss on MySpace or they discovered you on fucking SoundCloud.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Everyone has their custom favorite apps, bulk mailing list, social platforms, subscription tools, and desired professional accounts. People who use iPhone and Mac still claim that Android users are cavemen. People that play PlayStation will swear to God by it over Nintendo.
Yeah.
This is just you fucking weirdos out there. Listen up, you fucking nerds. Everyone grabs their favorite color crayon and swears by it in the name of religion, professionalism, manhood, A, B, C, D, E, F, fucking G. You got whoever's not using your favorite fucking color, stone them. Everyone goes to their favorite corner, picks their favorite color crayon, and starts drawing, swearing in it, swearing to the name of it, swearing by it in the name of professionalism. If other people don't use the same approach or agree to use and draw with the same color crayon, we're all at risk of being predictably unprofessional. Because that's what the music industry does, quote unquote. In their little make-believe music industry law. Did you get it? Now, you can't be a music promoter and say you're promoting me and disagree with that.
No,
because
you're for anyone that actually paid attention and understands what you're talking about, you're right.
My job is to prioritize
right.
customers and fans.
Right. Being involved in the industry, though.
Some of you promoters want to be social media influencers.
Yeah,
some of you DJs want to be fucking celebrities.
Yeah, that's the problem. People lose
You want
sight
to
of
be
what their
critics.
job
You
is.
want to be fucking journalists.
Right.
But you got to go to school to be a journalist. Right. You don't have a Facebook page and call yourself a fucking journalist.
Oh, there's a lot of people that do that.
You don't. But hold on. But come on, you're in law enforcement.
It doesn't make it right.
Stop, though. Stop.
Yeah.
You're in law enforcement. What if I got up and started impersonating a police officer?
I know.
What if I got up and impersonated an EMT?
I get it.
Okay, that's why you shouldn't be impersonating me, a fucking musician.
Right. I get it.
A DJ's responsibility is to get music to the fans that love the music.
That's what these apps have allowed people to do, though.
To pretend.
To pretend.
And I'm calling you motherfuckers out. It's just another case. I want to rewind that too. If other people don't use the same color crayon, or approach or agree to the same color, we are all at risk of predictably being unprofessional.
Right.
Meaning we'll all sit around. If JP doesn't use iPhone, they'll say, "Oh man, come on, man," because we're all so concerned with being so fucking professional. I actually use professionalism to insult his professionalism. How fucking professional is it? When did insulting people become professional? You guys are fucked.
Yep.
How the fuck can I claim professionalism, lobby over products and gadgets, and use that to magnify the differences in our professionalism? Bro, you're fucking tripping the fuck out. You guys aren't public figures. You can't just get out on Facebook and pretend to be a journalist. You can't pretend to be a dentist. People go to school for this kind of shit.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yep. I ain't never bought a fucking blue check. I ain't never bought an award.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
It's when you're faking it, it hurts real dentists.
Dude, when I got that,
Do you understand?
That's why I showed this.
When
When
you
I got
fake
that, I was like, what is that?
If you wake up in the morning on fucking Reddit and you call yourself a fire chief, you hurt real firemen.
Yep.
When you call yourself a musician and you can't tune the guitar, who do you hurt? Real musicians. When you pretend to sing, real musicians are hurt. That's the point. If you're pretending to be a journalist, you're pretending to report, to be knowledge. Journalists have to be able to observe.
Right.
You can't hear something from somebody else in a telephone game.
Spin a story out of it.
Wake up, create a Facebook page, and call yourself the fucking news.
Nope.
Because it hurts real news.
Yep.
Nerd. Everyone grabs their favorite color crayon and swears by it in the name of professionalism. And then we're all willing to make fun of each other and insult each other's professionalism and call each other out of professionalism when we don't use the preferred customized color. It's just another case of sticks and branches, luxury and convenience, with all the technology, apps, music, and a massive business built on contacts, attitudes, and behaviors. You would think modern business would be less distracted and better prepared for a variety of personalities that fit the accelerated, technological, customizable world that we all fucking live and wanted. Yeah? Huh? How come you're not so flexible? You're flexible enough to wake up and to pretend to be a fucking DJ. There's no station, there's no air, there's no channel, there's no frequency, there's no money coming in and out. Definably in English language, that's not even what it is.
Crazy.
Let me ask you a question. If I couldn't tune the guitar or play a couple riffs, would you say I could play it?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
If I started a rap and couldn't finish the verse, would you say I was a rapper? If I was a basketball player and couldn't make it down the court, would you say that I could play ball professionally? Would you say I even had the chance to? So if you can't start a song and keep the guitar in tune and start it and finish it, then you can't. You don't have the physical ability to do it.
Nope. Great point. I love
The
it.
earth is still very much an environment of emotional creatures. Seemingly human supervisors and ambitious managers that pull the levers and collect the candy and cash from all the vending machines. Any random person could sacrifice all the moments of productive work hours daydreaming, trying to measure how professional you look and appear in the eyes of complete fucking strangers online. The only true professional route is working with other professionals that have a clear understanding of your values and work ethic. Business, bands, and venues that are excited to work and compromise effectively to match your goals and ideas of success. Ignore everyone else. I prioritize and organize everything in Sepsiss's workflow as much as I biologically possibly can to draw straight lines and bring my work closer to me each day so I can produce effectively. On a perfect and predictable planet and reality, I try to do this as much as I can to produce as humanly and healthily in a valuable way. Naturally, without obstacles, injecting behavioral or self-destructive distractions. I have learned in my own limited experience that in this business, my goal and true value I have to offer is actually finding solutions for other people. And sometimes it's best to prioritize other people's needs. These are many examples of etiquette and productive postures, appropriate times and places for all of this sort of thing, and communication indeed, meaning different strokes for different folks. Meeting on someone else's turf or prioritizing another person's perspective and workspace can mean that I have the opportunity to encourage productivity. I might even learn new tricks as I'm moving forward to adjust, making compromising and looking past the bits and fragments that separate us, my personal tastes and lists of the subscriptions and luxuries we all fall for. Live and let live, because life is about ferry boats and getting on the one that doesn't sink. So to me, if you're an artist, I don't give a fuck if you have a popcorn stand or you have hot dogs or you're a little girl making lemonade on the side of the road. You need to expand your level of technology, your knowledge of languages. You need to break barriers. You can't be too good for Twitter. You can't be too good to catch an email from the gig of your life. Don't allow other professionals to tell you to not take a gig because it was on a platform that they didn't approve of. Do never listen to another person to tell you to not date the love of your life because you met her on Tinder. Do not miss having the best manager opportunity. Do not miss having the best band members. I met most of my band members on Craigslist. And we've been together for 10 years.
It's huge.
That's all we have for today.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Oh.
One comment from
Oh,
Gio.
I'm sorry.
One comment. We got to put it out there.
Okay.
One
You know,
comment.
yeah, this is actually, I'm going to give him this
Oh,
one.
I do
This-
have one more thing,
This
too.
is a winner.
Yep,
This is a
you're
winner.
right.
So
Winner.
first off, Gio said, because we were talking about people pretending to be
Yes.
influencers.
Yeah, if anybody has anything to
Gio
say.
said, I am not an influencer. Instigator. I'm an instigator.
Yeah.
Gio. Yes, you are,
Un-
Gio.
I do have a special announcement.
Yes.
It's not good news, it's not bad news.
Okay.
But it is news. Normally after this program,
Yep.
there used to be a Wednesday night ICG stream.
Right.
That stream is at this very time, Melissa will not be on the Wednesday night stream any longer.
Okay.
What this means, we're not going to be done with the stream. What this
Right.
means, after this program,
Yeah.
there will be another ICG member. It might even be Bars. I don't know who it is.
Yep.
But I'm going to find after this, I'm going to go back and we're going to go see who wants to pick up the Wednesday night ICG stream.
Okay.
That doesn't mean, because I know everyone's going to be like, is Melissa not playing? Melissa's going to be there every Friday night. She's now joining the Friday night Good Bar stream.
Oh, cool.
So we're now all migrating
Cool.
over to Friday nights for the big stream.
Cool.
And we're going to have another ICG member.
So people will
do
be
the
happy.
Yes.
This is good stuff.
which also means we won't be late anymore.
Right.
There you go. We'll
Okay.
see you.
Whoa, hold up. Whoa, we got 3 shows left before the show.
We do.
3 HoneyComb hideouts left before the big show in Nashua.
Yes.
All right? So get your shit together. Get your tickets. Buy your pre-sale. This show may sell out, so please get your pre-sale now.
Yeah,
and if I'm not mistaken, we didn't do this week, but you're probably going to do it next week with the flasks.
Yeah. We started talking. We always
next
talk.
week, for next week's show, they're going to give away 2 flasks or a couple of gifts or whatever. So bring your best comments. Get ready. And if you send in a really good comment, and you also might happen to have a screenshot of your pre-sale ticket, that'll probably help.
Yeah, it does.
And we
Definitely
can have
helps.
something special for you.
Don't forget, the Bleed Lines, the single comes out on Melissa's actual birthday,
The 9th.
which is the 9th, and she'll be doing a stream. And that's important because there's going to be music video information
Nice.
in that stream. And so if you want to be in the Bleed Lines music video, you've got to get with us prior to the show on April 14th. Remember that you have the Bleed Lines T-shirt announcements. Those
Yep.
of you that won the T-shirts, the announcement's going to be during the live stream on the 9th.
Oh, boy.
The single is coming out on the 9th. We're all going to play it. So there's a lot's going to be going on around that single and around that stream and working ourselves into the show
Love
the
it.
next couple of days. So it'll be pumped. I heard they're getting a brand new sound system.
Nice. Thank
Just
you all
for
for
Johnny.
tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And